talk about how to get money to invest in your tax deed investments. Now, in my personal opinion, I feel like there are a budget for anybody in tax deeds, but one of the things that I often find when I'm going to the auction is that the really good deals, the really properties you more than likely would want to live in, they're starting at like 20 to 30,000. It's so funny because people be like, I've been trying to buy a house, and people are like, why don't you buy a tax deed properties? And I was like, but anyway, I was saying, people always ask me, why wouldn't I basically buy a tax deed property and live in it? And I just personally will not buy the type of tax deed properties I buy. You couldn't pay me to live in them, and I'm not trying to fix and flip. And most of the properties that I buy, because I stay between the range of 5 and 10,000, I really don't go beyond that unless it's just like a still of a deal. I really try to I prefer to buy 5 cheap properties than to buy like one expensive property and bank on it. It probably pretty much comes out the same. It just really depends on the area, but I kind of like to have several so I could kind of show a bigger portfolio to my bank, or when I'm trying to apply for what I was about to talk about, how to get money to invest in properties. So a lot of times I will buy multiple assets, because when you buy tax deeds, you do get them free and clear, and you do have deeds. So it looks really good to the bank as collateral when you're going to ask for money. So basically, I no longer really ask or have to borrow money from other people, because I just go to the bank and I do a lot of business lines of credit. So that's what I really wanted to talk about today. And I said this year I would talk more about that, because a lot of people don't know I wrote a book on the Entrepreneur's Guide to Business Credit. And the reason why I did that is because of my fall of demise of doing real estate investing and using all of my personal assets and all my personal funds, only to file bankruptcy and having to start all over again. So one of the most important things that I want to get across to my community and my people is it's really important to get a corporation and have something else to leverage your finances, which is business credit. So oftentimes I use business credit to utilize for my investments, because it's not like a credit card. It's literally like having money in a bank, and you can pull that money whenever you need. And the great thing about it is that the interest rates are a lot lower than if you tried to pull money off of a credit card. So I really like that. And you basically pay how much ever you use. So I really like business lines of credit. And so that's what I wanted to talk about, is how you can get money to invest is through business lines of credit. Now, I do have to give you a caveat. If you do have a corporation, which I hope you do, I tell people this all the time. There's 2 different things that a bank will ask you. They'll ask you for a SIC code and a NAT code. I did not write that down, so don't ask me what that means. But there are 2 codes that the banking system uses in order to give you money. And with that being said, if you do say real estate, 9 times out of 10, they're going to give you a very limited amount of money, because as you know, real estate is high risk, restaurants are high risk, trucking is high risk. So I basically use my corporation as a consulting firm. So I do want to kind of throw that nugget in there. If you are doing a corporation, I definitely would have a broad spectrum of a name, as well as using a SIC or NAT code, which is a definition of what your corporation would be, but the banking uses a coding system. So I would stay away from anything that says real estate, because they don't give you that much, and it's also considered a high risk type of corporation. However, the flip side of that is if you do, because I did test this out recently here in Dallas, is I had a corporation here for years and never used it, and it has properties in it, so it is real estate. And they did give me a $30,000 line of credit. Now, I think they probably did that is because I already have that type of credit, and I also have very good credit. So for those of you that don't have the best credit, I would keep properties out of my corporation. So just to sum this whole video up, if you're looking to get money to invest in real estate, the number one thing you need to do is get a corporation and apply for a business line of credit. Not a loan, not a business loan, a business line of credit, and that can be your funds to starting to invest. Hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe.